Do you attempt to draft the ideal email for hours on end? Do you have high standards for both your group and even yourself? Is the quality of your work and that of your staff constantly lacking? Perhaps you simply have high expectations. You could also be a perfectionist. While having high standards could help you succeed, being a perfectionist might prevent you from actually realizing your full potential. As a matter of fact, perfectionists seldom do as much as others. Even worse, having poor self-esteem, anxiety, and even melancholy could result from feeling that you have to be flawless at all times. In this episode, I define perfectionism, go over its synonyms, and provide a few strategies to assist you with dealing with it at work. Perspective Plans, with new videos and podcasts weekly. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/Perspective Plans for exclusive videos and more. Visit perspectiveplans.com for all of your planner and stationery needs. Only at Perspective Plans, helping you plan for what's to come. Hello, I'm Christina B. Rising, and welcome to the Perspective Plan Show, where I help you boost your productivity so you can stay organized and easily handle whatever life throws at you. I upload new videos and podcasts every single week, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss anything. Shop for workbooks, printables, and stickers at perspectiveplans.com. And last but not least, this episode would not be possible without the support of our Perspective Plans patrons and channel members. Thank you. Now let's get into this episode. Helping you plan for what's to come. Tip 1. Edit the meaning of mistakes. Employees are reluctant to admit their faults because they strive for perfection. By being transparent about their failures and the lessons they gain from them, leaders have the power to alter team norms. Leaders move the emphasis from perfection to progress by doing this, demonstrating by example that mistakes are acceptable and can alleviate the strain on leaders to be flawless and make staff members feel less alone. Tip 2. Concentrate on the benefits. You're undoubtedly accustomed to seeing errors in your work as a perfectionist. Furthermore, it's critical to acknowledge the accomplishments in your job, even if it's okay to make mistakes. Try to identify a couple of positives you enjoy about your work for every error you uncover. The critical voice in your brain might not go away, but you can learn to quiet it with something a bit more grateful. Additionally, bear this in mind while providing feedback to your staff. While constructive criticism is necessary for workers to learn, focusing on the good aspects of their work will stimulate them rather than cause tension. It also reminds them that you value their efforts. Tip 3. Find your good enough. Determine what tasks need perfectionism and have high stakes for the company. These should account for no more than 5% of the everyday activities. Make it plain that good will do for the other 95% of your daily tasks. Make it plain striving for perfection is never an option. Encourage staff to steer clear of perfectionism as a leader. For instance, you ask a coworker to plan a social team outing and discover that they are making supplier calls and gathering input from the whole company. Inform them that this is simply a one-person job that should not take more than 2 hours, of course. It is still a reversible door decision even if they select the incorrect provider. Rather, it's okay that they simply use bullet points to facilitate the conversation. Inform them that this activity will only take about 30 minutes and not 3 hours. Tell them later that you don't want them spending all of their time on a slide deck, that people will only show for a little bit. Tell them once more to live 20-80. The Pareto principle, sometimes referred to as the 20-80 rule, states that 80% of the output will come from 20% of the labor that your workers undertake at work. Tip 4. Avert putting things off. Setting an impossible goal might immobilize you due to its sheer magnitude, which is one of its downsides. It seems like a monster is towering over you and all you have to use is a tiny toothpick to defeat it. When you look at things from that perspective, it may rapidly become too much to handle. It nearly makes you want to do something else instead. As per the findings of productivity expert and author Darius Farrow's research, 76% of entrepreneurs and 80% of salaried employees respectively procrastinate at work for 1 hour to even 4 hours per day. That comprises the majority of all workers. So one who makes about $40,000 a year loses $15,000 a year if they put off important tasks for 3 hours every single day. The burden of being a perfectionist is already high, and delaying simply makes it worse. For instance, a perfectionist who puts things off would work longer hours to make up for it, which would impair focus and of course wear things out if there's an impending deadline that scares them. They can rush and of course make a few blunders. These two factors can contribute to subpar work output and may even become burnout. You can make each activity appear less daunting by breaking it down into smaller, more manageable portions to help you avoid procrastinating. This can facilitate starting, which is a significant victory over procrastination and even perfectionism. Recall that you are not expected to produce flawless work on your first attempt. You can always tweak it later if necessary. The important thing is to just get going, since it will be simpler to pick up steam as you go along. Tip 5. Ensure that workers ask for help. Employees may find it difficult to prioritize their work and may become more likely to put off tasks in an attempt to reach perfection. Leaders can step in and ask staff members if they have any questions about what should be emphasized. Tip 6. Concentrate on the advantages. You're undoubtedly accustomed to seeing errors in your work as a perfectionist. Furthermore, it's critical to acknowledge the accomplishments in your job, even if it's okay to make mistakes. Try to identify a couple of positives you enjoy about your work for every error that you find. Additionally, bear this in mind while providing feedback to your staff. While constructive criticism is necessary for workers to learn, focusing on the good aspects of their work will stimulate them rather than causing tension. It also reminds them that you actually value their efforts. Tip 7. Recognize what you're thinking. Perfectionism may creep into your daily life, therefore it's important to identify it when it does so you can stop it in its tracks. Spend some time observing the ideas and emotions you have about the urge to be flawless, and if you can, put them in writing. For instance, what emotions do you get when you have to begin a new, potentially difficult task? Do you fear that it won't be well received by a supervisor, coworkers, clients, or even your customer? Do you hesitate to submit it for review because you're not sure if it's ready? Sometimes the potency of your perfectionistic urges might be diminished merely by being aware of them. If you have tried bullet journaling, time blocking, or just plain old to-do lists but haven't found the right solution to manage your time, then it's time to try out the Hourly Planner Bundle. This is the ultimate planner with everything you need to manage your schedule and get things done today. Featuring 300 plus planner pages with and without sidebars, 100 plus event and holiday labels, and over 2,000 plus planner stickers in 14 unique colors. All this and more can be found in our Hourly Planner Bundle, available in 2 amazing color options at PerspectivePlans.com. Paperback edition, now available at Amazon. Helping you plan for what's to come. Tip 8. Set attainable objectives. Perfectionists are well known for establishing unachievable goals. They are not only impractical, but they also don't give you any room for an error, which can actually lead to more errors. Is it then the case that you shouldn't make any objectives at all? Not at all. Quite the other. It suggests you should establish more manageable, smaller goals and treat yourself when you actually reach them. It's worth noting that goal achievers are 42% more likely to have written down their actual objective. Tip 9. Embrace criticism. It might be difficult to accept criticism if you believe it is directed at you specifically. You can have a protective response or see it as a personal failing, which will lead to lower self-esteem. Constructive criticism is actually designed to help you grow and, of course, perform better, even if some criticism can be like that. Not to mention that some people aren't very adept at offering productive feedback. Although this type of criticism may not taste well when taken inside, it is beneficial and will help you get from where you are to where you truly want to be. Recall that constructive criticism isn't meant to be an indictment on your actual person or even your character. It's guidance that will improve your overall output. Tip 10. Go to therapy. All these suggestions can assist you in controlling your perfectionism, but you may want a bit more guidance from an actual specialist. This is the role of treatment. Specifically, cognitive behavioral therapy, known as CBT, can help you overcome perfectionism by assisting you in reframing your thinking. In addition to providing you with new skills to combat your perfectionism, therapy may also help you to identify your underlying causes. Mindfulness, for instance, is a fantastic technique. Engaging in mindfulness practices at work not only lowers stress levels, but also improves attention and leadership effectiveness. Create a budget that works for you and track your debt, monthly bills, savings, expenses, cash envelopes, sinking funds, savings challenges, and more. This budget planner is perfect to take control of your finances, even if you are a beginner and just started your financial journey. Featuring 200 plus planner pages with and without sidebars, over 1,500 planner stickers in 14 unique colors, and 50 plus quote layering stickers that allow you to customize the background to match your planner style. All this and more can be found in the Budget Planner Bundle, available in 2 amazing color options at PerspectivePlans.com. Paperback edition, now available at Amazon. Helping you plan for what's to come. And here's a bonus tip if you made it this far into the episode. Perfectionism with an eye on others. When you have irrational expectations of other people's performance, you develop other-oriented perfectionism. Perfectionists that exhibit this kind of behavior are frequently perceived as domineering or even judgmental, since they are highly critical of other people. They seldomly ask the same of themselves, even when they hold others to extraordinarily high standards. Another type of maladaptive perfectionism is other-oriented perfectionism. Share this awesome episode with someone you know who needs it to help them plan for what's to come. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate for you to miss the next episode. Now let's get into our recap. So let's do a quick recap just in case you missed a tip. Tip 1, edit the meaning of mistakes. Tip 2, concentrate on the benefits. Tip 3, find your good enough. Tip 4, avert putting things off. Tip 5, ensure that you always ask for help. Tip 6, concentrate on the advantages. Tip 7, recognize what you're thinking. Tip 8, set attainable objectives. Tip 9, embrace criticism. Tip 10, go to therapy. And of course our bonus tip, perfectionism with an eye on others. Never mistake motion for action. Ernest Hemingway. I just want to take a moment to thank our patrons and channel members. This episode would not be possible without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support the show, visit patreon.com/perspectiveplans today. Thank you so much for stopping by and pressing play. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comments or your podcast review what tip you'll be using. Keep planning for what's to come, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.